Algures em Las Vegas, num local secreto que alberga a coleção privada de David Copperfield. Hoje, para falarmos de Howard Thurston.
One of the great magicians of all time, great performer, had a gigantic show, train cars full of equipment, big spectacular sets. We have many things that belong to him. His disembodied princess, where you would put the girl into the cabinet and you'd see her face and her feet and her middle would disappear. Something that I've recreated, and I think you may have recreated too.
And funny enough, all the assistants that did the disembodied were called Eileen, I believe.
That's correct. You know, the method of that illusion, without giving it away,
Yes.
The girl who was in the cabinet has to lean a certain way. So we thought, wow, that's really great. He would call the girl Eileen, kind of giving away the method of how that illusion worked. And I asked Jane Thurston, the daughter, I said, was he really that cool to be giving away the method every single time he did? Here's Mrs. Eileen. It's like saying, this is my assistant, Miss Mirrors. You know what I'm saying? No. She said no, Daddy couldn't remember girls' names. He called every girl Eileen. We have the Nicola Spike mystery. You have the girl being pierced by these spikes performed. That's one of his assistants, Thurston. There's the actual cabinet right there. They toured around the world in these amazing cases. His daughter was named Jane. I knew her. I believe you knew her too. She had great stories about her dad. You know, her teenage years, she became a little bit rebellious and so forth. And she would actually do her own portion of the show, was billed as one of the stars of the show. I think his strategy was getting a bit of youthful kind of addition to the show. She even had a song called My Daddy's a Hocus Pocus Man. They did shows for the presidents at the time, for Roosevelt. He was a real grand scale magician. In some ways in the shadow of Houdini a bit, you know, because he had more fame because of the kind of all the escape stuff that he was, you know, promoting all the time. But Thurston was an amazing magician. In those days, it was an interesting idea that when you had the big name magician would pass, they called it the mantle. You know, they'd give a little cape, passing the mantle from one great magician to the next. In those days, there was one great magician at a time. You know, there's a lot of guys doing stuff, but there's one really famous guy at a time. Houdini was kind of special in that way, because he was kind of not just a magician, but it went from the Herman brothers to Keller, to Thurston, passing it to Dante. Interesting the way that worked. It was a business deal, promotional deal.
It was like retirement?
Sort of that way, you know, kind of keeping their name would be on the next guy's posters for a while, and they felt it necessary to kind of do that.
And this was Howard Thurston.
Amazing guy.